DreamHack Open is brought to you by Corsair, Monster Energy, Esport Management, and GGBet.
Welcome back to the DreamHack Open. We are live from the beautiful tour in France. And before the break, hello. Before the break, we saw Windigo meet our expectations. They did 2-0 Instinct, but it was more of a battle than perhaps all of us expected here in Tour. But next up, we've got G2 versus Ghost. And to be honest, on paper, it should be a G2 win, but we really don't actually know if that's going to be the case because we don't know how G2 are feeling this morning, because that is the thing with G2. It's all about the emotions. I don't know if les emotions is French, so yeah, the emotions, Blair. Do we think that we're going to see a different G2 to yesterday?
Oh, we better, or else they have a lot of soul searching to do, right? I mean, firstly, losing on Nuke, a map that you're very comfortable on, against a mixed team. Yeah, you can say it's a domestic derby, you know, it's like they know each other, blah, 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 all the usual cliches. You're not supposed to lose a map like that, especially a map like Nuke, especially in the best of one, especially against a mixed team, one of the biggest underdogs coming into this tournament, right? You should be already out through to the playoffs, but now here they are facing elimination. Luckily for them, the gods have shined down, and it is, of course, the gods have smiled down upon them, and it's going to be Ghost, who, unfortunately, I would have loved to see this matchup with Freakazoid in the running, but he's not there. So if they lose this, I mean, I don't want to sound too harsh, but that's going to be like big changes incoming for this lineup.
I have to agree. I mean, G2 looked so... I think they were going for heroic plays yesterday. I have to assume, give them the benefit of the doubt, because we didn't see a single crossfire. We didn't see much teamwork coming out of G2's CT side on Nuke. You mentioned it yesterday, Bled. There were a lot of moments where each player was just taking 1vx fights on that outside yard, and Shox was playing outside alone most of the time. So G2 definitely need to show up today, and they need to utilize each other, use each other, use their utility, and play for each other.
Well, let's take a look at the current group, so we can see what we're looking at in Group B. Here we go. So whoever wins this is going to be playing French Frogs. So do not worry, audience here in Tour. If G2 do lose this, you've still got French Frogs keeping the dream alive. So it's okay. La Rêve is not dead yet.
And surprisingly, out of all the French teams, French Frogs looked the best. They looked like they had structure. They looked like they looked prepared coming into this tournament.
Absolutely, and that's a big shocker, right?
Yeah.
You look at G2, you're like, all right, that's a team that's going to go through. These two other French teams are going to be struggling. But yeah, we have a guaranteed French team. Well, depending if G2 wins this particular matchup. But if I'm G2 right now, I'm not going to take this easy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to be going in hard. I'm going to be going in fast. I'm going to make sure that I close this game out as soon as possible, because we saw what Ghost could do if you lift your foot off the pedal.
For sure, and I mean, something that is actually a positive thing for Ghost is they had such a slow start yesterday. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, but they managed to grind out 11 rounds on that Dust 2, and so that actually should give them a little bit of confidence into each other and a better game plan going into today.
Well, Blair, you've got 3 reasons, so tell me what they are and what they're about.
3 reasons why this could get a little bit messy is because, firstly, G2 have all the pressure on them right now, right? I mean, they are one of the favorites alongside Mouse Sports. They are the favorites alongside the likes of Valence and Windigo. People that have said that they would be the favorite shoe-in to reach the finals, and here they are facing elimination game. And so all the pressure's on them, and we know how this team, these players in particular, can sometimes crack under pressure. Reason number 2 is Ghost have nothing to lose. They can just play all out, they can have fun here. We spoke to James IRL, the coach is also playing instead of Freakazoid on the ride over to the venue, and he was feeling pretty comfortable. It's like, it's all right, we got a few rounds. I think we're going to be fancying our chances here today. So they have nothing to lose, and that's a dangerous team because they do have the firepower, if required, to handle the likes of a Kenny or a Shox on a good day. And the reason number 3 is going to be the map pool or the maps. There's no clear-cut map advantage. If you look at the stats, if you look at the maps that both these teams like playing, it's not like G2 have a particular map that they are going to be undoubtedly the winner on. Ghost can definitely pull off the upset, despite the fact that Freakazoid's not there. But as long as Steel and the rest of the gang, they do their work, it could get a little tricky, could get a little messy.
Let's talk about those maps then, because we love playing this guessing game, particularly in the break between series. Again, no vertigo. You're happy about this, Blair. I'm not. I want to see more of this map.
Listen, I don't like giving myself an aneurysm watching that map, to be very honest. It is ugly. I'm just going to say it out here. I really wanted it to be good when it came out, and I thought maybe it'll evolve, but the map has a lot of work to be done. And considering Major is going to be coming up very soon, I don't think it's quite there yet. And as a reason, most teams are not going to be willing to risk that. So we're going to be seeing a lot of bans of Vertigo coming out. In this scenario, Ghosts are going to be going the safe route. They're going to be banning out Vertigo early on. Mirage, permaban by G2, no surprises there. The pick by Inferno, okay, that's surprising. I thought they'd probably go with something like Overpass, where they're much more comfortable on. Inferno could bite them in the butt. G2 with Dust 2, no surprises there. They saw the flaws in Ghost's T side yesterday, and G2 do love playing that map. Although that being said, I thought they'd be feeling a little bit more confident and going for a nuke pick.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Ghost first pick Inferno. It seems like the Ghost guys really like Inferno, and I gotta say, I don't have as much confidence in them on Inferno as they seem to do in themselves on this map. But they're definitely very familiar with the map. They have a lot of depth on almost every map, I'd say, and so hopefully they've got something a little special prepared.
Yeah, if you look at all these three maps, I mean, yes, despite the fact, with the caveat that it's going to be Freakazoid not playing and we have James IRL playing there, I really would say Ghost can do some damage on all of these three maps. It's not going to be a map where they're going to be, all right, guys, we can't do anything here. Let's just like finish it quickly. No, they can put up a fight on all these three maps. I'm still a little surprised that G2 are not feeling that confident on Nuke, because I know Ghost can play Nuke, but considering when you have a stand-in playing on such a fast-paced map like Nuke, you would have the clear advantage. But I think maybe yesterday's loss kind of rattled G2 a little bit too much.
Yeah, that is surprising. Although Nuke is a favorite map of Ghost, so I can kind of see it. But it's worrisome that they get that rattled after one loss.
Could be.
I'm wondering if we're going to make it to Train. I really want to see Train, but let's talk about whether Ghost can get us there, because that is the question here, Potter. And I know you're a big fan of the boys. Did you see anything yesterday that did give you hope?
You know what? I actually did. As I mentioned, they had a very slow start, but they were able to start racking up points, and that's when they went onto that CT side. And on majority of the maps in CSGO, on CT side, it's very individual based. So although you do need to rely on your teammates and you do need cohesion and teamwork, individually, if you start making the right decisions, you can really help set your teammates up for success. And we saw that out of Wardell's side. I mean, he was really a one-man army there for a little bit, and he was very clever and creative with his opportunities that he created for himself on that catwalk, at that long A, and in middle. So we definitely need each individual player on Ghost's side to be more clever, be more creative, go out there, create an opening for your teammates, and see what you can do.
Are we going to see more from James IRL today, Blair?
I don't really expect him to do much, and he himself said it, like he hasn't played a game in a long time. He's not supposed to be in the situation, just an unfortunate series of, unfortunate events, basically, right? But as long as the rest of the players on this lineup, this player in particular, Kusta, Waddell, Neptune, and of course Steel, and we all see that Steel can frag. It's not like he's one of those guys who's just going to be calling and can't do anything in the server when it comes to fragging, right? If these four guys do the job, and as long as James kind of helps set up his players, and he knows what to do, he knows how they play, he's the coach, obviously, right? He doesn't really need to do much fragging when it comes down to that. I think he can really be instrumental in potentially pulling off the upset. But that being said, if this goes to map number 3, I am going to be extreme. Forget me, G2 should be very disappointed in themselves if it goes to map 3.
Potter, why do you call Steel one of the best IGLs, if not the best IGL on the NA scene?
You know, I think he has just really nice protocols, and you can see it whenever Ghost is playing. They have so much depth on all the maps across the board, and that's definitely kudos to James and kudos to Steel. And I gotta say, I believe Steel is probably one of the better fragging IGLs that we have from North America. He's always consistent, always bringing the frags onto the point. So I do have to agree with Blair. I don't think James's responsibilities are going to be on the scoreboard side of things. He's definitely going to be the voice and possibly be bait. Honestly, be the bait. Go out there and allow your stars in Wardell and Kusta and Neptune to trade off of you.
Now, G2 have just taken their seeds. A little bit late to the stage. This seems to be a running theme with them. So I'm calling you out, G2. I'm just wondering what their confidence is going to be like today. They seem to be in their own heads.
Yeah, looking at that map, Vito, like I said, it's kind of like they're overthinking things a little bit. They're like, all right, guys, we cannot afford to lose a single map here. We got to close out 2-0. But yeah, that's what we saw on Nuke, right? Like a map that I've seen them play, and I know they're going to play Nuke. I've seen them do some pretty good, pretty sick setups, some pretty cool executes here and there. But looking at the way they kind of played themselves, I felt like a Nuke. We might even be seeing that here today. What's going to happen if suddenly, let's say in the first map, Ghost take the lead? Are they going to kind of, combust under the pressure? Is it going to be an issue over here? Because no one really caught my eye yesterday, if you ask me. You look at Shox, you look at KennyS, look at the rest of the team. Sure, they had some individual moments here and there, but nothing cohesive as a unit, which made me go like, all right, that's cool. Nice to see G2 playing like that. And it's like a very different G2 from the G2 we've seen in the recent LANs they've played.
For sure, I gotta agree. I mean, usually we'll see a lot of highlight rounds from a KennyS, from a Shox, heroic plays, but we definitely didn't see any of that yesterday. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully today also they're able to back that up with the teamwork instead of the individual highlights.
Here's the thing, when we saw KennyS on screen just then, I heard a big cheer from the audience here in Tour. I don't know if they can hear me now. We've got any KennyS fans in the audience?
No.
No. No. We've got producer Dagny just yelled in my ear, she's a KennyS fan. The thing was yesterday, it felt like Shox was desperately trying to hold things together.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? I mean, look at the players on this line. Forget everyone else. Look at KennyS and look at Shox. We'll get to that. Speaking of KennyS right there, I think this was your head-to-head, Potter.
Yeah, this is the head-to-head KennyS versus Wardell. I think KennyS definitely has to step up for G2 because if Wardell shows up like he did yesterday and his teammates kind of follow and rally behind him, I think G2 are in for a surprise, actually.
G2 could be in for the surprise. And, well, speaking of KennyS and Shox, let's look at the number of tournaments, the big tournaments, high-pressure scenarios they've been in, right? They've been world champions at one point, KennyS and Shox, each individually at one point the best player in the world, playing against the best teams on the biggest stages. So for this should be nothing but another day in the office, right? But that being said, we've seen this time and time again with the French players. When the going gets tough, sometimes they seem to mentally crumble, and you can see the body language as well. We saw the body language yesterday. It was kind of very strange to see how they weren't really speaking too much. Everyone seemed a little angry, I don't know, at each other or off themselves, but I wasn't very confident about the body language looking at that game yesterday. And today, against a team who are, based on any stats or whatever, they should not be losing a single map to Ghost here. Nothing against Ghost, but when you're a 4v5 with a coach standing in who hasn't played CS in months, I mean, obviously he's been watching the game, he just doesn't have to play the game. It's all the pressure on G2. They just don't have to lose their mind, and they should be fine with this.
Well, with that in mind, who's it going to be, Blair?
It should be G2, right? It should be G2. They should have this 2-0.
Potter.
It should be G2 as well. You know what? My heart is with Ghost for sure, but on paper, G2 should win this easily. And if they don't win this by a big margin, then the rest of the tournament is going to be very difficult for them.
But you want to say Ghost, right, Potter?
I do want to say Ghost. I want to say Ghost.
Don't do it. Don't be emotional.
No, I'm going to say G2. I'm going to say G2.
Fine. Well, look, I'm flaky, and I just want the audience to like me, so I'm going to say G2.
Wow.
It's as simple as that. And hopefully we're going to find out what Twitch chat are saying. Do they also want the love of the French? 63%? Yes, they do. Ghost, America hasn't woken up yet. That's
yeah,
what
I think they're all sleeping right now, or else I'd see it. Oh, it's changing on the fly as well.
Here we go.
But let's be honest, like in any scenario, just look at this particular matchup, even if Freakazoid was here, it has to be G2 who are the favorites. But let's see what happens. I would say them. I'd say G2 are still favorites.
All right, Harry and Hugo.
You're so biased.
Who are your favorites?
I mean, I think you have to look at G2, right? They should be winning this, but I don't know. I wasn't really convinced yesterday. I don't know about you, Hugo.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump on the Ghost train. Why not? Let's fully commit. It may be summer, but it's Halloween over here. Yeah, why not? Why not? I think there's a chance.
Do you have room on that train for me?
Yeah,
I'm hopping on.
Come join us in join us in first class. James was telling us yesterday that 3 out of the 5 players had mouse. What was it? Not mouse acceleration.
Point of precision.
Enhanced point of precision.
So hopefully that's fixed, and they'll be playing well today.
That might be the key.
That might be the key.
Basically.
That's
what I'm hearing. Also, Hugo, how long did it take you to think up Ghost Train?
I did it on the fly.
It was very, very impressive. Not quite as rehearsed as your baguette gag yesterday.
Yeah, you know, I work hard, I play hard, I eat harder.
Well, actually, you know what? It is lunchtime, so I think we're going to grab a plate of food and watch the game. Boys,
Joy.
take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, Ghost versus G2. And, you know, G2 tour has always been like, I mean, I kind of said this here. 2017 was the last time I was here. And that was when they picked up a win at this event, right? They still had Kenny and Shox in the roster. That was back when the G2 project first started. And that seemed like a real confidence boost for them. They had the home crowd behind them. They had the audience there. I know it was a very, like, emotional win for them. There was even, like, a bit of, you know, crowd surfing at the end even. I mean, it was fantastic. And then to see G2 come here in 2019, I was really hoping we could see a kind of similar vibe to them, but with this new and improved roster. And it just hasn't happened. But if there was one team that they could beat, it would be a team with a standard. You know, you've got James IRL instead of Freakazoid. We won't have to wait much longer to see the results, though. Inferno, map number 1, about to be underway and on our screens. G2 versus Ghost. And G2 over on the CT side to kick things off. Ghost Gaming got utility on Steel, everyone else donning the armor, and Jax looking keen to peek into the apartments early on.
Just jump spots, he gets the information, he gets the knowledge that 2 are up in second mid. Ghost in the meantime just bombing Banana at the bottom, they're waiting. G2 expecting a bit of an apps play, and they're going to get it given to them. 2 players here, Amanek lets them pass, and there's 1 and the double. Very nice work, Amanek starting things off. He was a key player to look out for yesterday, but Kusta mid-air. What?
He's flying around. Lucky over in CT, trying to keep them back, but watch out because Kusta's got his aviators on. Pilot Kusta trying to save the day, flying into the bomb site. Bomb plot will come in. They get the numbers plugged on through, and actually Wardell going to be in with another. A 3-on-3 now, a lot closer. Steel's going to find one of his own. This is all but falling apart. Amanek's already done so much, but he's got to do even more. He's got a third and a fourth. Amanek, where has this come from? He's on for the ace. And Steel with just 3 points of health. Amanek might get it. He might get the ace to kickstart this map for G2, and he will.
No, Kenny stole it.
Kenny stole it.
He got the defuse, and then he got the shot off. Very nice work from Kenny.
What a little sneaky man Kenny is. But still, 4K in the pistol from Amanek, a good sign of things to come, perhaps.
Yeah, you know, you can't really complain about that one. This, to me, Amanek has been the most impressive player on G2 in these past few weeks. He has been so much fun to watch. And yeah, this pistol round is a great example of that. 4 kills, the defuse comes through. G2 take the pistol. God, that was very back and forth. Good effort for Ghost to even get the bomb plant down after initially being just 3-on-5 seconds into the round after that apartments plate. The issue is Ghost have nothing now, just that hero AK with a few pistols. Well, Potter wasn't completely wrong when she said James might be the bait. He's not only the bait, he's also the bank. He's dropped over that weapon to Kusta. Will cripple his money in the long run. But up Banana, Ghost will go in this round. Shox is ready with a flashbang for his teammate up on the sandbag, just waiting for contact. He's going to be lucky. There's the flash going over. Now Lucky going for the fight, but it's actually a T-flash that lands a second after. Everyone's flying. No one knows what's happening, but G2 do manage to back off towards the safety of the site.
Goes to the top Banana control, trying to challenge for being Kusta. Well, he will delete Shoxy from the coffins, and this is spurred on an early rotation from Kenny S, who will look to rejoin with Lucky inside of this B bomb site. But Ghost Gaming, they don't look too sold on B. They're actually backing off, back down through mid now. Kusta's still here trying to sell this fake. He is that one hero AK. Still keeping this presence up over toward B. The rest of Ghost barreling up through long. Could even look to try Rhapsody C, but with how far they've got, they try and go for the A play. Amanek is there though. And he has just been a brick wall that Ghost Gaming cannot seem to get past. He's still alive, still holding down the library. Steel on the other side. And Amanek, 4 kills in this round once again. He's 8-0 right now. Kusta with just 5 seconds has to hold on to the AK. And there will be a buy at least for Ghost in this following round. But I mean, G2 looking very convincing to kickstart this map.
Yeah, well, Amanek is looking very convincing. Yeah. Oh dear! Wow, what a call though from Ghost. I like that idea, right? They get the pick on B. They know that G2 typically are just going to go 2 and 2. They're split 2 per site, and then they try and get the art trap to B. Steel actually didn't get sprayed down initially in that lineup for Amanek, and he actually had a bit of a timing where he could have caught Speedway before that B rotate came back, unable to get into position. But a nice attempt nonetheless from Ghost. That was only a hero AK after all. James now on the SMG. Wardell has finally got his AWP. Although glass cannon. G2 not looking to give up banana for free. Close Molotov allows him to boost up. Steel's ready for it. He's watched his demos, of course. One step ahead. Shox is going to go down, and Steel's not done. He's going through the Molotov, trying to duel inside of it, and Lucky will take the kill. 20 points of health the difference, and the smoke goes down. He's going to be able to back off as well. That rotate's come through for G2 to pull a second player over towards the B site, so Ghost again decide to back off.
I think I head back here towards A. This is where Jax and Amanek reside. Amanek still yet to fall and still yet to falter. He's been so reliable. He's down in the pit with that AUG, and for the time being, Ghost are going to elude him, but now looking like they want to try and take control of short. Wardell does have the AWP creeping round. Doesn't have armor, something to bear in mind, so it's very vulnerable to this AUG on Amanek. The first man gets by. Wardell going to spot the player down in the pit. Jax has now been deleted, but Amanek in with another. Surely we cannot have another big multi-kill round from this man. He's already done so much for G2. He's buying so much time for these rotations as well. Just his presence is almost enough here in this round. The bomb goes down. It's Kusta and Wardell inside of the bomb site, but Amanek flashed in. They finally take him down, but Lucky gets the trade, and G2 will move 3-0 up. A blinding start from Amanek. I mean, every one of these rounds he's had a multi-kill thus far. Every single one.
Finally had his first death.
Had to happen at some point.
Yeah, eventually, right? 10-1. And, you know, Ghost, they're making these rounds close at least. We've had a couple of, you know, very close situations and you know, spots where Ghost just getting caught out. That being said, you do have to remember the limitations in that previous round. There was a MAC-10, there was an AWP with no armor. Ghost didn't have a huge amount of util. They don't even now. They've got the util, but nothing behind it. No guns, just pistols and a solo SMG. Chance for G2 to take their fourth on this CT side. Kenny S on the AWP within the CT spawn as well. Ghost looking to smoke off short side. Maybe try and get a bit of a long play. But two players deep in the apartments again. Maybe a little bit worried for some aggression. G2 did pull that in the previous round. They're just going to flash through. They blinded Jax. He's in the graveyard, but he's going to have time to pick back up. Second flash is perfect. They're in the pit. Neptune's found a kill. Shox has opened up on the CT side, and Jax is still being a nuisance in the sidelines. With Shox dropping the bomb, and everyone else with it. Neptune, he may be in the pit, but the package ain't joining him anytime soon. Jax will clean it up. And two players find all 5 kills on that A side.
I mean, this is the G2 we wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know, already 4-0 up, not giving Ghost so much as a chance in that round. The second you see Neptune get down into the pit and get 1 kill, maybe you start to get a bit worried there for G2, but Shox is very, very quick to get that back under control as he holds down at mid. Now, that was just a partial investment from Ghost. They've got another buy here. The AWP out on Wardell. He's got that over in middle. Finally, we get to see the AWP over in the hands of Kenny S for G2 as well. A bit of a fan favorite there. And he's over towards the B side of things right now. Jack's getting boosted up to peek into the apartments. Neptune is going to be there to try and challenge this. Astro falling. He sprays through, and he might get a bit more than he bargained for. Lots of damage done, but not quite a kill found.
Shox threw the smoke on top of the Molotov in mid, and because it blooms immediately upon impact, it bloomed to the left side of mid and actually went inside of the boiler there. That could have killed G2, but luckily enough, they stand strong for now, because smokes are being set up towards the A site for this split. Jax has rotated round, and we might even have a player come off of B, but that would be a bad call to make. Ghost are already up close in this site. Lucky hides with his back turn, but if Steel just goes through, Lucky's going to be playing anti-flash. Now he turns back around. This is good timing, but Steel is already through the smoke. A missed shot from Kenny. It's going to cost him his life, and Steel's doubled it up. The B site is Ghosts.
Yeah, these rotations coming back from A, but they're going to keep a man lurking around for a few more seconds just to make sure there's no immediate response down through middle. Shox and Amanek left standing, but in this 2v4, they don't want to chance it. They don't want to even attempt to get near this B bomb site. The rotations would take so long to come through. So Ghost will be finding their first round here in round number 5. And largely, I mean, it's basically all on the back of Steel, entering like a madman into the B bomb site. Missed shot from Kenny, obviously, you know, very valuable as well at helping them out. still money here for G2 to invest in the following round. You're going to get to see the AWP back in the hands of Kenny once again. You'll have rifles across the board on everyone else, so it's not the end of the world. Keeping those 2 rifles up is going to reduce the costs that they were going to have coming their way.
And that's the danger of a shallow smoke on B as a CT. If you're smoking Banana and it's landing here, this is how deep Steel got. He was inside of the smoke at this point. You want it to just be a little bit deeper so he can't crawl so close to CT spawn. An error that may have cost G2 the round, but they've still got plenty more money for this buy. 4-1 and looking to try and reset Ghost here. 2-man B hold again. Deep Banana control going to be taken as the smokes cut off the line of sight for Ghost. This AWP in the apartments now, and Jack's missing the spray. Kenny missing the shot. Not a good start here for G2, and it could get much worse. Amanek's blind. Neptune runs through the smoke, but he misses the shot, and Kenny S will make up for it with 1.
He's looking for more, and Kenny, well, he got off to a slow start, but now he's punctuating this scoreboard. 2 kills. And they've had to slow right down. Already players up through Banana as well. That aggressive smoke means that both these G2 players are up and in the back line of Ghost. Shox is gone. Wardell ready for it. Re-smoke down at short, and that actually allows the bomb to cross back. Lucky will spot the bomb getting away.
But they have it cut off.
Yeah, with CT control being held by Neptune right now, James still floating around over in the apartments. These rotations can't come in towards B. That bomb can go down for free. And, you know, you're really going to be looking towards Neptune and Wardell to try and get something done here. James just waiting at Amanek. Very fast indeed. James is gone. And Wardell, Neptune, sure they get this bomb down, but a 2v4 required. It has to be a monstrous effort from these 2.
And they've taken so long to plant. They were scared of a second B player, but that second B player was Lucky, who got the spray off on Wardell earlier. He wasn't to know that, but this has led G2 to rotate in time. Plenty of it left. And the kits to play with. Wardell's trying to make first contact. Neptune in the corner. This is a good setup, and the issue is they're all coming from Banana. One player deep in CT just holding off passive. They're going to try and take him down. Jack's not going to be taken down from Neptune, and the shot missed from Wardell. They tap the bomb. Wardell gets 1, but no more than that. Kenny's already on the angle, and 3 kills from the French AWP player. G2 win the round. That's a really good call, though, from Ghost. The second that Wardell catches that kill on the flank, which he was watching, let's remember, he was watching mid for that flank. And then they double back into B, and it's just the hesitation of not knowing the B site was completely empty that came back to haunt Ghost. Didn't allow them to get up into the post plants they would have liked, and of course let G2 get very, very quickly back into that site.
Yeah, we are starting to see, you know, signs of life from all the individuals on G2. I was a bit worried, you know, with Kenny missing a few shots early on, that maybe he was still in a bit of a rut from yesterday, but, you know, a few kills there to spark some confidence up in the French AWP. And actually, Shox now donning an AWP as well over on the G2 side of things. He's got that inside of B right now, giving Kenny free reign of the long position. Smoke goes down to hold Kenny S back. Respond with a Molotov just to deny top mid control that much longer the way of Ghost. Steel in the meantime still pressuring over here towards B, and this bomb is on the back of Kusta at this area of the map. Shox given a chance there, although he knows he's pretty lucky with the double peak to still be alive. So he will just back off. And actually spotting a player there, spotting the bomb. That's prompted a rotation around from Jax. This leaves Kenny S and Amanek at this A side all alone. And Kenny, while he will find Neptune over at long, well-timed peek from Kusta, going to get the trade. It's Amanek once again asked to step up for G2. He's been able to time and time again. Can he repeat that now? No, he cannot. Kusta able to find him. For the 3 remaining players, you're so far away from this A bomb site, they might just have to save.
Wow, that's a call and a half there for G2. I guess it really was the fact that 2 players were deep within the B bomb site. Jax could have considered it, but didn't even want to walk through the library there. So Ghost, they convert around. They take their second on this T side. Guns being shuffled over. James on the AUG now. The detriment he found yesterday. Everyone's surviving here for Ghost in the pit. Bomb will go off. Second round taken, and G2, of course, you know, this save makes sense. If you look at the money as well, they can just drop over guns enough to buy fully up next round. They would have to eco if they went for this and lost all their weapons. So it's a justifiable save. It's Inferno after all, and it's a second round for Ghost.
Yeah, James said his big goal here is to try and get more than 1 kill in the first half.
Well, that's yet to be taken. Attainable, certainly attainable though, Harry. You know, James said over the sunrise this morning as we had a nice little breakfast together, croissants and coffee in France. Nice and romantic, of course. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about yesterday.
No, I can imagine. You know, justifiably so. Tactical pause called in here from the G2 squad. They're trying to figure out exactly what has been going wrong in these last few rounds. You know, we have seen Ghost finding a lot of success. Originally over towards that B side of things, now inside of A as well. I tell you what, actually look at it. They've been able to get the bomb down in a lot of these rounds, right? They have been able to get at least that, you know, at least find the entries to get them into the bomb sites. Firepower is the one thing you kind of are questioning. You know, you are essentially playing 4v5. You know, not having Freakazoid here is something that is going to hurt that firepower on the Ghost side. And Kenny, Jax, they go aggressive early, but Neptune, what a double. He's found 2 players probing into the apartments. Kenny's there to try and respond, but he gets flashed back, and Neptune has opened up this A bomb site single-handedly. This is already belonging to Ghost almost. Lucky's coming in for the rotation. But they're just going to safe rotate in through the apartments. They know they've got control here. Lucky won't see anyone from mid.
Yeah, and Chucks needs to rotate right now if G2 want to try and win this round, because Ghost are already up inside of A. He's still scoped on Banana. They went through the apartments. They bypassed Lucky's position. And that bomb plant can come through from Steel. He's got it down for the apartments as well. So Wardell with the AWP in the post plant. Very good position for him. And is this going to be another save? Now, this one's a little weirder because it's not like G2 even have the money to buy up next round, but maybe aware that 2-on-3 retake, not the easiest. And Ghost, this A site is looking to be a real point of contention for them. 3 rounds to their name and 3 kills from Neptune as well. What a talent this guy is. 16 years old, one of the 2 youngest players here in this event, alongside Frozen, of course, from Mouse Sports, the same age. And those were some pretty fast entries from Neptune, so no response from G2, and the money is starting to run dry here. We can have Lucky drop over a gun. Other than that, it can't be more than 3 rifles here for the French.
Yeah, they really are going to be clutching at straws depths. You know, I mean, you know, that is about as good a response you could ever ask for in response to that aggression from G2. You know, they're able to find the opening 2 kills. So many teams might have just applied the brakes and kind of cowered away from taking any more gunfights for the time being. Maybe look to group up, but Neptune barrels into the apartments. This round is Wardell out from mid, eliminating Shocks early. It is just pistols in this round, but that was the AWP. Annihilated off the bat. So much damage getting done through the wall bang as well here.
James doesn't know, he almost got his first kill. 7 HP on Amanek.
He's getting the ADR at least.
Yeah. We'll have his assist if someone finishes off that frag. Although maybe he wants to take it for himself. Jack's close in the apartments, and James, you hate to see it. He's currently sitting at a bit of a James Bond scoreline right now, Harry.
Yeah, James yet to frag IRL. Steel set up over here on Banana, does have support for the rest of the squad. They're going to look to try and secure control of B. Kenny will get smoked off. Lucky here with that hero org. Trying to sneak back. This gap in the smoke, he's looking to exploit it. Misses the spray, and Kusta will trade that out. Actually allowed to double. Jax and Amanek armorless. An AK between them. And if you're Jax, you're already really just considering backing off with this rifle, perhaps. Wardell, lucky to be alive, bailed out by Kusta. Jax gets 1, but it's just how much more can he actually field? He doesn't have armor to hide behind. Aim Punch going to play into this. I mean, he's dead in 1 shot almost, so maybe just looking to try and maximize this economic damage on the side of Jax. Ooh, Neptune's gone, and Jax, what is that?
No time though. Not going to be around, but great effort nonetheless. Surely? Surely not. No. Great try though, but Ghost still will pick up the round. Talk about economic damage, that will do it. Jax is certainly happy with those 2 kills. Keeping Ghost always on the edge of being economically reset. And miss CT smoke as well there coming out from the likes of Ghost. That gave a bit of a gap for one of the players to fight in, but luckily it won't make a huge amount of difference in the end. AWP back in the hands of Kenny. No double AWP. G2 not that rich just yet, but they do have one kit. Ghost this time at least given Banana. G2 without the utility to contend. Kenny almost getting timed on that mid-peak from Neptune. Instead, he just gets the smoke down to cuts off this push from Ghost. They will look elsewhere. Top of B and the apartments at the same time here for this key side. Steel spotted one up on top of the coffins, but they're not going to be committing to a duel anytime soon. Lucky doesn't want to give away that pick, considering he's a solo B player. James, first blood from him as well. Takes down Jax in the apartment. Low HP, but that's now opened up A somewhat more. Ghost, G2 rather, splitting 2-2 per bomb site. I wonder if, as a result of that setup, Ghost are going to rotate back and look towards A.
I mean, they certainly could. They're not shy on time. Kenny actually deciding to re-aggress down through mid. Ooh, if he just waited a couple of seconds longer, could have caught Kusta going back for the bomb.
It was a fake.
Ooh, we might.
I like that play from Kenny. He fakes that he's running away to rotate towards B after clearing mid. This time, though, after not spotting anyone on the second, he actually is right. No one is mid. Everyone's going B. Ghost have still one lurk up in the apartments, but it's not going to matter. 3 CTs on the defense here for G2 and 20 seconds for them to get in. Shox has taken the first, and Ghost has just split up one by one. They're not even through the smoke yet. There's 15 seconds. They've got to go.
Yeah, surely there's no time here. Surely there's no chance. Shox is hiding. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Shox is in the smoke and he's shut them down. Wardell even going to burn out James IRL from beyond the grave. Oh no, G2 able to get another.
I guess Ghost weren't ready for that resmoke to come down so late into the round, and when it did, they got stuck between pushing and wanting to wait it out, and then maybe realizing the time, but by that point they've already lost the first man, and you know, it's just a whole mess of maybe communication and different calls coming through. That is not the best of rounds, and you can tell by their economy as well. SMG and Galil. Utility starting to run dry as well for this T side, whereas G2's only is growing. In the boiler, and Jackson get aggressive. That flash is fantastic. He takes down Neptune for free. Smoke in the boiler, not the most conventional, but he wants to fight this mid position because he knows they're already close there. He saw one to the right side in the previous peak. Steel going to get up, and James gets a shot through the smoke. That's another opening kill for Ghost. Back into a 4-on-4. And G2 again split 2-2. Where did Ghost decide to go?
Right now, it's looking like the A play. Shox goes blow for blow with Kusta over on Banana. And now you have to go A if you're Ghost, right? You've lost that one man that you had towards the B side of things. Their hands are somewhat tied here. They can't really afford to double back to B because you've just seen Shox going aggressive. He finds that one kill, so you've just got to take the ground. You know you've got, and Kenny's there. No scope on the sniper. And Amanek able to help him out from down in the pit. Wardell, 1v3 required, and Kenny, fast as ever. G2 in with round number 7, hot off the press. They're going to keep on racking them up here on the CT side. Much more convincing performance than what we saw yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, realizing now that it's all on the line as well, right? Maybe underestimating your opponents in the opening day, best of one, you know, oh, they're French, we know them, we're better than them, and then just getting swept. But G2 know they can't afford to dilly-dally anymore. This is do or die. And Kenny, yes. Collateral down middle on the anti-eco, already starting things off fantastically for G2, and it's not what you want to see if you're Ghost. Although, look at the timing play. Neptune gets caught. I wonder if Amanek realizes that a man could have gotten by in the time that he wasn't watching. He'll get taken down by Wardell. Now this split can come through, but that bomb's still going up mid.
Ooh, James going to hear the AWP of Kenny scoping away inside of the bomb site. Can relay that across to Wardell. Creeping down towards short. Ghost going to try and take control of this A bomb site. Jack's just spotting on the bicycle boost over the top of pit. Yet to see anyone, and he's just missed the timing. Wardell and James have both snuck up. Jack's going to take the initial peek. Kenny getting tagged up. Wardell with a quick double, head on a swivel. 3 kills to his name right now. He's going to ace it for the win, but he has just picked up Kenny S's magic stick. Wardell has to ace it for the win here. He has the bomb down. It's planted for Pit. He can keep an eye on it. He's looking to try and take this initial fight over towards short. No one going to grace his crosshair just yet. G2 very slow in this retake. Shox is tagged down low from earlier on in the round. He is getting down through long. Wardell has to check this at some point. He's able to get over to the graveyard, but Wardell, 4th kill. Shox just finds him. It's the one-on-one, but Kit retrieved. Is there enough time? Kenny's death inside of the bomb site might have just salvaged this for G2. It's down to the millisecond, but Shox is going to get it.
And that was such a big brain retake there from G2. They throw the Moto smoke from middle, and then Shox pushes through it. That's why they were so delayed on that push in. They were waiting for Shox to get in position. And that's the last place Wardell expects. He spots the smoke and then just doubles back and tunnel visions into short. So not expecting Shox to creep through and climb graveyard. G2, another round, another retake. 8-4 here on the CT side. And Ghost, they got to deal with the mid-push now. They've got the AWP scoped up on it. But G2 are getting aggressive. Wardell has opened up. Goose has been spotted in the banana. Great kill from him. Reacts well to Shox. And Ghost, they got met with some aggression, and they responded with some of their own. 5-on-3, tagged up is Lucky, alone on B. He's got to run right back. That Molotov almost taking him down. Amanek is still deep in middle as well, but he's going to double back, and I think Wardell heard it. He just scoped up for that. In the meantime, Ghost are walking up into B, but they are taking their time after these picks, and that's allowing G2 to rotate these players in. Lucky getting a lot of damage off. 2 players on low HP, and Koos is finally going to finish off the job. It's just Kenny alone here. His teammates cut off by the smokes.
And while they've done so much damage, they haven't been able to find a kill on the back of it. So in G2's mind, they're already looking at this as a bit of a save. Kenny's trying to back out. Hoping he can get something on the wall bag, but it isn't happening. He's got to back away. This will be the save call from G2. Very unfortunate. Had Jax been able to get those 2 players that he brings down to 1 and 12 HP respectively, it would have been a very different round, right? But Wardell with his sights homed in on the angle, Kusta going aggressive. They were very prepared to deal with Jax's re-peak after he didn't find the kills immediately. So Ghost now onto 5 rounds, and this is, a respectable T side being fielded by the North American squad. G2, their money's been broken heading into this round.
And we're in a world where this can realistically end 8-7, because G2 have a horrible decision to make here. Do we want to eco, which I imagine is the call, or do we want to buy? Knowing that, okay, if they eco this, the max they can get is a 9-6 half. Not the end of the world, no. But hoping for maybe a little bit more in this matchup, not wanting to give Ghost the room to play with. G2, they're going to take a breather. A bit of a pause to work out how they want to approach these last 2 rounds of the half. They tried to switch things up from what was working with that mid-aggression in the previous round, but not going well for them. May lead them back into another passive setup. You've got to try it once a half, and I understand that, And honestly, it may tempt them to go for it again with such weak investments in this round. It's not like you've got a huge amount to play with. Deagle on Shox, pistols on the others. These 2 save guns to save the day for G2.
Yeah, I mean, these are, 2 of the players you would want with them. Amanek had a phenomenal start to this map. Now, considering he was 10-1 into round 3, now only being on 14 kills, hasn't been able to keep up those strong appearances. But now would be the time that you'd want it. And Kenny's AWP as well. This is something that been able to turn the tide of entire series, let alone rounds. But that shot being missed initially. Smoke dropped in response, and Ghost just flashing on through. Lucky gonna find a lot of damage onto Steel, but not quite the kill. And they will just charge on in to Kenny's AWP. Now, this might be a decision they come to regret. The full rotation now arriving from G2. Kenny's been dropped. There's no smoke down for this CT cross. But most of the players already getting by. Shox in with 1. James trying to get that bomb down, and Shox is over the top of the boxes. James just sticks it. A 2v3, definitely not impossible, but with this 1 AUG as the hero weapon in this round. Oh, he's going to find James through the smoke. And now they're tempted. Now they're curious. Now they're going to give this one a go, perhaps. Neptune and Wardell. The bomb is planted for them over here at Banana with no utility to get them off of these angles. You've got to win the fight. They bait the shot, and Jax has shut down Wardell. Defuse comes in. There's plenty of time, and G2 with an AWP and an AUG, they're able to secure a 9th round seemingly from nowhere.
Oh dear, what a retake from G2 there. And Jax, just the USP, that's all he had in the round, and he one-taps the AWP. Unreal. Unfortunate, James even got slowed on that jump because he gets tagged on the first burst of the spray, and that slows his movement down so he can't get around the corner in time. That kill made all the difference. It opened up the 2-on-2. It made it a possibility for G2. And oh dear, look at Kenny. He's getting run boosted. He's already in middle. And he even gets the tag. Wardell down to 20. Not the kill that Kenny would have liked, but he'll take that. I love that little run boost. There's an elevation change on the long corner, so the first person who gets there can just crouch on the lower bit of ground, and you can just run and jump on top of their head. As long as you time it right, easy run boost. And the fast mid-peak, faster than the T's would expect. Look at Shox in the meantime as well.
Yeah, this B aggression, whenever it's come through for G2, has been massive. They've been so good at being proactive in taking this map control. These rotations can come in so quickly, so all Kenny and Amanek have to do is buy a bit of time, and they've done a lot more than that. Now Shox arriving on this flank. It's James IRL 1v4, and Amanek finds him. G2, a 10-5 half, monstrous stuff from start to finish. Can the Frenchman keep the good times rolling here in front of the home crowd, or will Ghost make a comeback happen on Inferno? Find out after a quick break.
I thought we were over. I thought we were done. You took my heart and made it colder. I took my soul and tried to run, but I have nowhere to hide. And you'll find me every time. Me forever, I should have known it was a lie, but you
French fans rejoice as G2 currently sat up 10-5 here at the end of that first half. Now moving in to their T side, can they keep up these strong appearances? It's just going to be armor across the board. No utility here. Ghost Gaming, they've got some in high supply. And ooh, steal. That is filthy. 4 players up through mid from G2, but they've already lost Kenny. There's no way in hell he was ready for that. They will start to wrap in through CT's spawn, and it's a bit of a disaster. They've over-rotated down through mid, and now Neptune's going to spot these players back in CT. The pennies drop, the rotation's coming back up through Banana, but for the time being, Neptune is here alone. Lucky enough, G2 still having to get into position. Another bit of chip damage done onto Shox there. These USPs doing the damage, but now not quite finding the frags on the back of it. Players are crossing into the bomb site, but they still have to get past Neptune, and that's a task in and of itself. He's on to 2, looking for a bit more, and him and Steel, they secure that pistol round for Ghost. That is a bit of like a masterclass of how to use the USP from Steel and Neptune there.
Just one-tapping Kenny S mid-air, down mid. That is unreal from Steel. Very nice work. Look at this. Pop. And, I mean, this is the guy who managed to, after Ghost had a 32 half against them yesterday on Dust, he got an ace in the USP, with the USP in the pistol round, to start to claw a comeback. It never really happened, but it all started off the back of these USPs. And Ghost, they're looking for it again, Harry. Long road to recovery. G2 on a force bite. Still almost battling with Kenny S again in middle, but this time he'll just avoid him, backing off with the AUG. G2, meanwhile in the apartment, they've got the util for this apps drop potentially, try and get the bomb down on this A site, but 3 players here for Ghost, ready and waiting. Re-smoke up on the boiler just to slow things down.
And slow them down it has, right? You know, they've just thrown out some of the limited utility they've got over towards long, and at the exact same time, that smoke plumes over in boiler. You're going to struggle pushing on out. They've had to change their plans a bit. They go barreling through this apartment smoke, and while they do find one man, it is not without heavy casualties. Neptune, a triple from down in the pit, single-handedly almost locking down that A bomb site. Ghost Gaming in with a 7th. One of the things I will say, though, G2 yesterday in that matchup versus French Frogs, they had a lead at one point in time. They were looking good. If you remember, they were 15-13 up. They were the team to arrive at map point, and it all just kind of started to elude them and slip away. I'm hoping we don't see a repeat of that here. It is just an eco in this round, so you're not expecting much. This should be an 8-10 scoreline before we see that first bite from G2.
Ooh. James, he hears Glocks and he's hungry for him. Doubles his kills already. CZ's out, but he's traded by the pistol. Anti-eco still going well for Ghost, though, and not really a gun that G2 want to pick up anyway. This SMG is pretty useless without armor. Jack's hoping that Ghost have gone aggressive meanwhile in second mid, but it's the banana re-aggression that might actually come through. Steel's pushing up. He spot that Logs player, flashes through, he sees the head, there's the info, 2 players spotted, and Steel will drop the bomb. Great trade from Kenny, but I don't imagine we'll see too much more here. Ghost just going to clean up in middle. 2 more from Neptune. And 8 rounds on the half. Now things get interesting, Harry. The comeback's starting to happen here for Ghost, but G2 have got a buy round on the cards.
And I tell you what, something that's getting a little bit scary is Neptune in these last few rounds has really started to have some serious impact. You know, rising up through the ranks, now sitting top of the board. And, you know, if we can have him stepping up alongside the players that already are, you know, Kusto, Wardell, Steel landing a couple of nice shots too. I mean, you know, this is by no means a guaranteed G2 victory in spite of this lead they've got. Wardell boosted up over the half wall, has his AWP to play around with, and Lucky's on the receiving end of it. He's hungry for a bit more. Shots has heard him drop, but Wardell, he's dropping bodies of his own. That's a second kill down towards Banana, and now they've got to go back for the bomb. G2 don't want to let Ghost discover that this bomb lies all the way back towards T-Ramp, so Kenny's been tasked with grabbing it. Early rotation from Wardell around and into this A bomb site, so a 4-man stack here. If G2 keep this up, they're actually going to be walking into a 3-on-4 gunfight inside of A.
Yeah, not favorable at the best of times, Harry. And Ghost aren't giving them an inch. Look at this setup. They're just running a crossfire on short. Neptune's not going to let them take the kill. They do have mollies for this position. Oh, dear. The one thing that might catch Ghost off guard is his boost. Amnek's gone above and beyond. He would have got that kill to pit if the balcony smoke did go down. And Steel somehow gets away with that kill. Neptune peeks out wide as well, but the flash is good. And Jackson's blind. Same story for Kenny. He recovers, but only for 1. Ghost shut it down. 9 rounds here on the CT side. Slowly but surely getting back into this matchup. And we're 1 round away from them being equal. And now G2 on pistols. Oh, we've got double digits now on the horizon here for Ghost.
I mean, yeah, this was a 10-5 half, now teetering on the edge of being equalized out 10-10. Certainly not where G2 wanted to find themselves. I mean, you know, that was the fall buy from G2. That was their first rifle round, and, you know, they get 1 kill from it. Likely going to see a partial investment in this round. You're able to save a bit more so you can finally get Kenny on the AWP.
And with 3 tactical pauses being used, it shows that G2 are far from comfortable right now. They're being put to the test. They may be the hometown heroes, Harry, but there's only room for one French team in this event, at least to make a run to the playoffs. The French Frogs are currently en route to doing so. Will G2 be able to take down Ghost and knock their opposition out? James up on Banana, going to get rushed by the pistols. It's only Kusta left here alone. Molotov goes down, but they're just going to run right through it. They have no fear. It's an eco after all, and G2, they can do what they can. First damage coming through. They do take down Kusta as well. That's 2 guns retrieved and a 4-on-3 in the post plant.
Oh, big kill from Steel there. Jack's trying to get an aggressive foothold into the ruins. He'll get punished for that. And now a 3-on-3, Amanek brought down low by all that utility, and this Molotov is going to force him out of position, potentially. Indeed it does. 10 HP to his name, and Steel spotted it. 1 shot's all that is required, and Steel, almost another. Lucky's down close in the pit. Steel's team flashed by Wardell there. He might have had that kill. Had the flash not come through, he does manage to deal with Lucky, and Shox is smoked off. They're on the bomb. He's going to try and find him through it, but he's taken down Steel. And now just Wardell. He's sticking it. Shox tapping away, and he's going to get them both. An 11th round for G2.
Wow, and you know Shox saw that clip of Carrigan yesterday as well. Very slow and calculated Deagle taps, not spamming, making sure that his gun was at least reset and ready. And what a round from him. Saves the day in that B bomb site, and it's going to be G2 just keeping a lead here. Those pistols do find success. Oh, that is a gut-wrenching round to lose if you're Ghost. They do still have the money to play with, though. Taking the first few rounds of the half has at least set them up with that. A bit of cash. This is where it all has to come clutch. Wardell with the AWP, and none for Kenny as well, so he's up on long. G2 are out in mid. Been afforded a lot of control towards his A site early on in the round. Wardell looking to maybe re-aggress here. At least going towards the R side of things, but Jax was already on the angle and he only gets a tag off. 11 points of health, and Archway's been opened up for G2. They can wrap B, and even if they don't, just Ghost knowing that they're behind enemy lines makes such a problem for these rotations. Kenny, yes, another entry inside of A, and Steel gets caught from the short split from Amanek. It's out the apartments. He gets that kill, and Kenny and Jax both 10 HP, but Ghost in a 2-on-4 might have to call a bail. No, they changed their mind.
Yeah, they're floating around a bit, seeing if they could pick anything else up. You know, maybe if they can find one of these low players. They know they've got dinks off on Jax and Kenny. Maybe that would tempt them to go for something, but... Oh no, G2 are hunting. They're looking for this. There's only one man inside of the bomb stack. They've left Jax here on 11 HP. Now, lucky enough for them, Ghost aren't going any further. But if they had, that would have been a very, very doable retake. You know, you've got one man, 11 points of health, all that stands between you and getting a defuse off. G2 won't get punished for it, though they will be on to a 12th round. And a real terrifying thing that happened there, Jax finding Wardell also then handed the big green gun over to Kenny S, and that allowed him to shut down the players inside of the box site. And that was such an important round as well, because whoever won it, you know, starts to build up a bit of a bank of their own and also clamps down on the enemies. There's really no money left for Ghost in this one. With 2 rifles saved, they might be able to jiggle the cash around so that they have something. But, I mean, you're likely just relying on these 2 hero rifles here.
Yeah, that was a do or die round. That was Ghost's funds from the first 4 being taken away. The eco that G2 picked up in the previous over on B started to whittle away at the economy, but now it's completely gone. 2K per player. And early loss bonus as well, which is never fun. What did Ghost even say here? Their first pause coming through. The first time that they've, you know, gone from being in a comfortable position for it to be an uncomfortable position. They've been the ones on the coattails of G2 all match long, and the second Ghost looked like maybe they've got it in them to take this victory. That's when it all starts to fall apart. So the money ruined on top of that. Ghost are going to just go for the force buy. Shotgun, couple of rifles, Scout, and pistol on Neptune. Desperate times here for Ghost.
I mean, G2, they've had so much success towards this A side of the map. They're just going to go back to it, try to take top mid control early. Neptune will get one through the edge of that smoke. Steel actually helps out. That hero AK coming in and getting another. G2, they try and go for the fast, no respect mid-push. They get punished for that. Kusta even able to get rid of Lucky through the smoke down on Banana. This round's all but falling apart. G2 wondering where it went oh so wrong. Kenny and Shox, the two vintage boys of this team. Two of the most prominent French faces in the scene left up in this 2v5. Kenny up in the apartment. Shox wrapping around through short. Has to be careful because Steel is set up over at long right now, and that smoke that was there is not going to last forever. He has just tucked himself into the cubby, waiting for this peek, and Steel will give it up. So Shox gets one. Wardell now posted up on the angle, has Neptune down in the pit to try and help out. Kenny peeking close, shadow spotted. Wardell gets the tag off. Neptune even repositioning up into the apartments, and for G2, this A bomb site is just a trifecta of death. They do not want to show their head here anytime soon.
Okay, so the issue is, can he just use one of their two smokes, right? Now they're going towards B. They've got the CT smoke, sure. They don't have the coffin smoke, and that's where one player sits. Kusa's already there. And Neptune's just run down mid. He knows C2 are saving, but he catches them in transition, taking down Kenny, yes, dropping that AWP and going in for a little bit more. He'd rather drop Shox, who actually has scavenged the AWP and run away with it. 1 second left, and he should be able to hold onto this gun. No one's close enough to kill him, and yeah, G2, last second decision to maybe not commit towards that B site, knowing that they hadn't even, cleared Banana out, and they had 20 seconds left with 20 HP per player. That's not a realistic round for them. So fair enough to call the save, but caught out by that mid-aggression, at least Kenny was. And 12-10, Ghost keep himself alive with that force by victory. Now reaping the rewards and an AWP to play with as well.
Kenny, he's been Molotov'd out from Banana. Not able to find anything on the back of it. This double set up from Steel and Neptune once again in the apartments. 3 players for G2 this time at Banana. They've decided to stay away from 8. At least in the initial stages of this round. Kenny clearing CT. Now nobody to be found here. Instead, James IRL holding up on top of Oranges with the Mag 7. Good spot for it. They do spot Kenny there as well. So James knows he can just hedge his bets and stick around here. Neptune gonna drop one in the meantime up in the apartments. No response. The only other man that was nearby was Amanek, but he's over here in mid, and that's not a position he could look to trade from. The re-smoke goes down, and that's just gonna further add to these problems. Now pushing in towards B, trying to make a last-ditch attempt, and they have managed to wrap Shox in through the ruins. Now this could catch Ghost completely unaware. I'm not entirely sure they spotted him on that cross there. The flashes were well timed, and Shox peeking out, misses the shot. Now they know he's here. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Wardell finds him. Kusta still alive, still at the back of the new boxes. Kenny nades down Wardell, and Kusta, very slim margin for error there. Kenny's head on a swivel, and Steel's been deleted. Neptune 1v3. And while he's had some very gleaming moments throughout this map thus far, this is not one you imagine he's got in the bag.
Yeah. A little too far away from that one, and so unfortunately time for Ghost there. What a play from Shox to manage to get through the spawn. Even though he doesn't get a kill from it and he just goes down instantly, he creates so much distraction from the player at New Box and the other player at CT rotating off A with the AWP that the rest of his team, they're all up top B waiting for him to make a play, can just charge in. And that, distraction alone gives G2 2 entry kills on the bomb site, so 13 rounds to their name. 3 away from the victory, 3 away from taking Ghost's pick. What many would say is their only chance in this series. Dust 2 up next, and that's a rough one. We saw Ghost get really handed, or at least their first half, they got handed to Avantgarde just yesterday. Able to pull it back at least somewhat on the CT side and get a respectable scoreline, but if that's your fallback, then it doesn't exactly set you up for a great afternoon. G2 just a few rounds away from taking this first. I like that smoke in between the pillar and the new box. I wonder who even threw that, whether it was a CT or a T. I guess if you throw it as a CT, you can play around it. It can used to be hide from Molotovs if you get hit with them at the new box. Allows you to cross between the two positions of cover at least. Not seen that one before.
No, I mean, you kind of see the one drawback of it, though, right? Is like, if you get spotted at the pillar, it's very easy to just spam through that smoke and drop you it. And not only that, you know, if you're peeking over on the left and they're waiting at the right side, then they kind of see you just a little bit sooner than you see them. Kenny back with this ult. This time going to be watching mid, won't get challenged. Instead, it's Lucky fast up through Banana. James spotted crossing from CT back into this bomb site. And this time, Ghost electing to stack an early 3-man presence inside of B.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Ooh,
I like that.
Spotting onto the coffins. They haven't seen anyone, so they know this area is clear. They've already seen a man retreat from CT. So they've slowly but surely narrowed down the available positions that these Ghost Gaming players could be in. And now with a CT smoke and a coffin smoke, you know that these players are going to be trapped and very claustrophobic inside of this bomb site. Kusta, Neptune, and James, the unlikely trio to try and hold down this B side of things. Neptune will find Shocks, and with it, the bomb. This can now give some room for the rotations to come in, but they've got to stay alive, and Kusta and Neptune still fighting, still going. Neptune, 2 kills, Kenny and Jack's gone. Amanek left up in a 1v4, now turned 1v3. A lot left to do, and a re-smoke down at top. Banana will slow it down that much more, but he's flashing through it. He's looking for the aggression, and Neptune is there. 4 kills for him in that round. What a performance he is having, bailing Ghost out of a dire situation and still making this possible for the North American side.
And you've got to give props to his team as well. Not only James for taking away the attention on that close peek as they try and retrieve the bomb, but also Kusta getting such an important kill from the back of pillar. Right after Neptune gets that frag, he throws a smoke on the ground, and he almost got killed, but Kusta peeks out and takes down Lucky, saving his life. So great crossfires, great teamwork there from Ghost. B is not working out for G2, and that's the one thing they just need to identify from this pause. Another factor is Amanek is having an unreal game. He's playing very, very well, 24 kills, but every round he's stuck on that A site lurking, and his team are dying on B. He's running back into a B site where he's not got the bomb, and there's all the CTs all over it. If G2 want to at least use the fact that Amanek's playing this well, they should go back towards the A site and find a little bit more success there. That's what worked out early in the half for them. They need it more than ever now. Ghost on their heels.
Yeah, looking like they have gone back to this A site. See if they can find any solace here. Missed shot from Wardell, uncharacteristically so. Not the second time around. Lucky actually wallbanged through his teammate. And Wardell and Steel, they've made quick work of this attempted long aggression. Shocks at Amanek. All that stand between them at a 12th round, and they're going to get it. This is down to the wire. So back and forth on either side of the equation. You know, we saw Ghost open this this half up by getting 4 in a row. Then we saw G2 answer back with a couple of rounds of their own. But there's still no clear winner in this matchup just yet. Ghost Gaming are rising to the occasion, and G2 struggling to break this CT defense right now.
Deep mollies down mid as well. Ghost trying to deny presence for G2 early on. G2 still looking at B. Got to be very careful here. We've not seen Ghost once try and contest Banana, at least against rifles. They've been perfectly fine giving away the top B control. They make G2 work for this. James sits close in the spawn. He's got Kusta supporting on the site, and even a rotate from Steel as well. Ghost, interestingly enough, making this read very well. Hearing nothing up on A right now, and gambling with the almost triple B setup. Steel just playing in tandem between the two, and G2 setting up for this 15 rush. And spotted James, damage, no kill. Kusta's blind and he needs support. Steel is close by, but that smoke cuts him off, and Kusta's dropped the bomb. Kusta's taken 2. He may have just saved the day here for Ghost. Can he get any more? No. The trade's there for Shocks, but Steel has now been given time to get into position, and more damage from him, but damage is not enough. Ghost, a man down, but health up, and the bomb in the hands of G2. They should be able to get the plant.
Yeah, Kenny S plugs in the numbers. Neptune going to line up this flash to try and facilitate the peek from Wardell. Now they hear the scope. That'll be communicated by Amanek. Kenny keeping his eye on the peak of Wardell. Both AWPers missing shots. Flash rains out. Kenny's got to look away for a split second, and there's the peak from Neptune. Wardell's shutting down Amanek, and it shocks 4 HP. A 1v2 from Banana once again. This time the bomb not planted for him, and they're just going to stick it. Shox can't go through that smoke, and Ghost Gaming, they make the 2v3 retake happen. Now tied up 13-13.
And what an effort again from Kuster, just anchoring down this B bomb site. Always good for one, sometimes good for two, Harry. Dropping the bomb straight away, and that just gave time for his teammates to get off of that A bomb site, not have to just give it up in the retake. 13-13, and money is not there for the side of G2. Ghost is starting to build a bank, at least on Wardell. Everyone else is poor. Kuster's got his secondary AWP in as well. And this is where things could really get interesting. Man, if Ghost pulled this back after getting 5 rounds on their T side, not a bad half at all. Oh, that nade is going to be chunky.
Yeah, still stands to do a lot of damage here. The timing.
No, bit shallow.
Yep, not actually any damage. Here's the push, Molotov down. They have to go running through it if they don't want to hang their teammates out to dry. Steel plucking Amanek and Jax from the round. Lucky is good for one. Neptune trades it out with the Molotov. And for Shox and Kenny, they bail from the apartments and now turn their attention out in towards top mid. They still have the bomb on the back of Kenny S. Now back towards short they go, trying to sell maybe the fact they've rotated off, but that is not the case as Neptune is now spotted. There's James IRL to find Shoxy. No love for Kenny S on the Wardell side of things. 14-13. Ghost Gaming taking the lead in this matchup. From what was a 5-10 half, they now sit 14-13 up on their CT side.
And G2 have not gone for an A execute that worked out, that got them these initial 3 rounds, or at least 2 out of the 3 rounds on this T side. They haven't gone for it in ages. They keep going back to B, and it keeps not working out for them. Whether it be in the pre or the post plants, it's been Ghost locking it down time after time. An immediate 1-for-1 in this round. Steel gets shot up mid in the same time he burns Shox with the molly in the gunfight, so they both die. 4-on-4. And for the first time all half, Ghost pushed down Banana, James IRL through the smoke, taking down Lucky. He's a coach, a manager. And that gives Ghost the man advantage back.
Oh, timing on Wardell. He's able to reposition him at missed shot. And this has now opened up the A bomb site somewhat. Kuster's here with that secondary AWP. And that will chime down. That's enough to deter Amanek, and it's back toward this B bomb site for G2. Neptune tucked away. Could do it all or could do nothing. It's Neptune has been doing. He does everything. Hidden in the cubby, map point for Ghost Gaming. 15-13, 2 in a row required here for G2. And I am having flashbacks to their game versus French Frogs yesterday, where they looked so dominant, right up until those last few rounds. And then that's where the pressure, the cracks start to show.
The second they hit map point, Harry, they lost 6 rounds in a row and lost the game. Well, now they've not even hit map point, but they're losing the rounds, all of them. Ghost 1 away from a victory, 1 away from taking Inferno from the hands of G2. A very real possibility here, and G2, they are the one in the hot seat. Can they stay cool? Can they stay calm? Top B being given this time. G2 do leave Lucky up there for the time being as that bomb safely rotates all the way around through second mid. Looking like the A play after all for G2. This is what they have found success on, albeit limited. And goes very passive setup. Steel still fighting middle. He can always just back off at any point. Throw a smoke out, rotate round to the library side of things. That's exactly what he'll do at the 50-second mark, but it's a misrotation. He's going towards B. It's an A execute. It might have to be a retake for Ghost if they can't hold on.
Oh, Neptune wasn't even ready for Amanek down in the pit, but he's able to readjust. Steel swooped in, and he saved the day. Everyone's falling, and Shox is left, but it's not happening. Ghost 16 to 13. They take the victory on their map pick of Inferno. From a 5-10 half, they secure the win. 16-13, playing with their coach as a stand-in. They beat G2, who were one of two heavy favorites for a lot of people to take the title at this event.
Yeah, most certainly in this game as well. I mean, you got to remember the Ghosts are coming in without their full 5 roster, and they've just taken down what many touted as one of, if not the best team in the event alongside Mousesports. Well, G2 certainly not stepping up to the level that we thought.
No, right. I mean, you have the loss to French Frogs yesterday. Yeah. That was unexpected enough. But that one, you can kind of write off. You can say, okay, maybe first day nerves, maybe it's just, best of one game. And now, obviously, there's still more maps to be played. G2 can still turn this around. But the analyst desk was saying, if this isn't a clean and concise victory for G2, then that in and of itself is maybe worrying.
Yeah, I mean, in the long run, right? Because let's just say, remember, you still have Dust 2 coming up. That should be G2's. We might see a third here after all. We might see Train. But yeah, if G2 only just clinch a victory here, that's going to hurt their morale in the long run for the tournament. That being said, we shouldn't be looking at this now like G2 are in control of this series. Ghost just took their map, and they move forward to Dust 2 with a very good chance of even taking a 2-0 here. Anything's possible, Harry. Ghosts have impressed us so far, and let's see if they can go the full distance here. Dust 2 up next. You do not want to miss it.